Hi, my name is Draco,
My name is Alexander.
and welcome to the first episode of the Invision podcast. Alrighty, Oleg, let's get it started.
All right, man. We've had this idea for quite some time, and now we
Mm,
finally got to it.
mm,
We try to stay consistent with it and see where it goes.
mm.
Super excited for the future.
And when did we first come up with this idea, bro?
Had to have been like, okay, maybe like, what was it, the start of the year?
I want to say,
Maybe
yeah.
like halfway through
Mm.
2022, give or take.
Because I know we wanted to do stuff together, obviously, but because of the distance, right? Oleg being in Toronto and me being here in Vancouver, right? It's been
Yeah,
kind of
take
tough.
account that's over 4,000 kilometers away.
I want to
It's
say
just
it's,
on one end, both ends of Canada,
mm,
like opposite ends. It's crazy.
mm. And it's a the big thing is it's a 3 hour time difference, right? So that became really conflicting for us. But yeah, both Oleg and I, we've been on our self-improvement journeys. Um, quite different, right? We've both grown like together for a period of time, but obviously as I moved to Vancouver, right? We've been, working on ourselves individually. Um, the big thing though that was like very important for us and very apparent was just checking in on each other, right? Just taking maybe 30 minutes of our day to, you know, have a call, or we send things called an end of day report, which I mean, still room for improvement there as well. But what
Yeah.
matters is we're doing much better than when we started. And that's just to fill each other in and what we did on the day, did we meet our goals? For us being like a workout, right? Do we follow our diet? Do we wake up on time? Extra things like that. If there's homework that needs to be done, are we holding each other accountable, right? And
Yes.
if we don't meet that deadline, of course, we have to put a penalty on that, which I think I owe Oleg some money anyways. So
Listen, I've also been not too consistent with the end of day report, so I owe you as well quite
Mhm.
a bit. So we'll just call it even. We'll just call it even.
Fair enough. And I think really the big thing for this podcast is to be transparent. We're not here necessarily to teach, but we're here to just showcase what we've learned and to provide value through that.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a teaching degree and we're not, let's say 60, 70 with a whole bunch of life lessons, right? We're still
Yeah.
figuring it out and we're still in the journey. But I think the thing that matters the most is just to inspire other people through our actions, right? And through our learning. That's what's most important.
Yeah, of course, of course. We don't have any wisdom to spew and we're still learning on ahead. So we're gonna be learning together. Just share through our stories and experiences and we'll see where that
Mhm.
goes.
But really, I think we need to share what's worked and what hasn't. Um,
Yeah.
so like we said, end of day reports for sure, keeping in touch, right? Checking in with each other's work. Um, but let's just talk a little bit now about just how we got started on our self-development journeys, if you want to go
All
first.
right. Yeah, of course, let's do it. I would say the very first time I guess I got into self-development, the whole, like self-improvement, I guess, area would be basically like once COVID hit. So grade nine or so. I started just watching videos about, going to the gym and just simple things like that, good dieting, financial literacy, really important. But even though I started in grade nine, progress was really slow for like a year and a half. Like it was not good. I guess I didn't like fully wrap my head around it to fully, I guess, like take it seriously to that point. But I guess I started being serious, I'd say last year in grade 11 is when I actually started to hit the gym consistently, do a bunch of these things, hopefully to improve myself. But yeah, I feel like I definitely would have definitely gotten started earlier. I think that would be my biggest regret, just like trying to start earlier. Well, listen, starting grade 11 is still fine. 16, still trying to prove myself for the future. So I think that's really important.
Mhm.
I'm just curious about yours. What's your journey been like? Self improvement.
Mine's interesting. I feel like I this is a stretch, but to say like since I've like can recall, right? As early as I can recall, like I've been working on myself, right? But like it's in levels to it, right? Obviously, me being older and more mature, I understand more about it than I did when I was younger. But I've always had this sense of like my time, I want to put my time towards something that I'm going to get better. I want it to be better than others. I found it when I was younger, it was more of a competition aspect. And I feel like it was fueled from jealousy. Like, I wanted to be good
Mm,
at this. I wanted to be good at that. I wanted to be you know, the best at everything, which
yeah,
drives
but in
a,
your, I mean, in your defense, the world is ultra competitive. I
mm,
feel like the best man is just gonna get on top of everything, so you might as well push for it, right?
mm. Yeah, but it was definitely fueled by jealousy for sure until maybe about ninth grade. I think ninth grade, eighth grade, ninth grade. So was that 13, 14 about?
Yeah.
Transition to high school is when I really got into it and started, it first started through entrepreneurship. I just really fell in love with like anything to do with business, you know what I mean? And not having to work a 9 to 5, I guess, but
I remember, yeah, you actually, we
mm,
were this is also grade nine. So we were sitting in the library and Draco just like went on a full rant and just lectured me about like the school education, everything. You remember
mm.
that? You just went like that's when I actually knew or started to, I actually figure out what the world is really about
Was this in
in
high
that
school?
sense.
Was this in
Yeah,
high
I
school?
remember grade nine. It was
Hmm.
like just me and you at the table in the library, and you just started talking about like how, entrepreneurship is,
I kind of recall was
really
Jade.
thing.
I think shout out Jaden, but I believe Jaden and a couple others were there too. I
And
remember.
yes, another guy
Yeah,
was
I'm
there. Yeah,
remembering now.
yeah,
I'm remembering.
exactly.
I do
You just like
remember.
you went on a lecture to me, and actually, it kind of opened my eyes
Wow.
to appreciate it.
I
Honestly,
do.
though,
Wow, that is a memory unlocked. But oh my gosh, that's been like 4 years, bro. Jeez. If I'm
yeah,
being
it's been a
if
long
I'm being
time.
honest, like I need to finish my thing up. But just quickly, like it's really been such a block since COVID, right? And
I
we'll get
swear.
and I feel like this is going to be a topic for another episode, but we definitely need to talk about like COVID and its positive and
And
negative effects.
how affected you, the
Absolutely.
whole world. Oh yeah,
Because
dude, that's a
because
multi-part series. It's crazy.
on the surface, obviously it's like, yes, it's a disease, right? But the whole lockdown and just having so much time to yourself really changes you.
Yeah, a lot of business either profited or just lost
Hmm.
everything. You could see like Amazon, since everyone was just
Yeah.
shopping online, Amazon
Hmm.
stock went booming up, right? Small business got to close, unfortunately, but
Hmm. Like
I guess there's pros
entrepreneurship,
and cons to everything.
like the entrepreneurship stuff aside too, like just being at home alone and having so much time to work on myself, not having like, I didn't have sports, I didn't have music, things like that, right? I really started to work
Yeah,
on myself. So going back to my journey, right? Ninth grade, when I'm discovering entrepreneurship, I'm also like, how can I use my time effectively? Because I'm in school, right? And that's where I discovered things like, you know, to wake up early, cold showers, things like that. And a lot of people argue like some of this stuff's extreme, right? The meditation, doing the whole morning routine. In my opinion, it you don't need that much. You get up, all right. You should know the moment you get up what you're doing. You should have planned it
mhm.
the night before. You get up, do what you need to. For some people, a cold shower might work. Some people, it might not, right? It just depends on yourself and learning about how you best function because at the end of the day, it's you, right? There isn't a one
Yeah,
fits all.
true.
For me, honestly, it's changed, right? Before I needed the cold shower. Now I can just get up and I feel fine after I brush my teeth and wash my face. You know what I mean? Once I
Yeah,
do that, make my bed, I'm ready to do my work. And sometimes even like morning work, I wasn't most productive in the morning. I was most productive at night. So I've changed my routine a lot. And I've just been learning from it. Like even right now, I'm not waking up at 5:30 and I'm still getting all my work done. And I'm still finding the time to learn about stocks, learn about self-development. I can still read my book, right? So it's all about just time management. But really just to finish up on my story, definitely grade 8, grade 9 when I really crossed the threshold
yeah,
and it just compounded until where I am now, for sure.
that's good. That's good. Personally, what helps me in the morning and night, it's actually a mix of both. I just try to avoid using my phone for like an hour. Maybe the beginning of the day, just an hour of no phone, and then the end of the day. So I could replace that with, at night, I usually replace that with reading, just I read in my bed for a bit. And in the morning, I just go straight to whatever I have to do, brush my teeth, breakfast, stuff like that. Just try to avoid using your phone. That's what I recommend.
I agree. If I'm being honest, like for a lot of people, the phone has been a problem, but for me, it like I really haven't had a problem with my phone. Like
Huh?
I can have
Yeah,
it on my desk. Yeah.
I guess it varies from person to person.
Mhm. I think the big thing though is I don't have Snapchat,
Neither
and
do I.
Snapchat is constant. Like people are
Got rid
sending
of
you
that.
things.
Got rid of
I
that. Yeah.
I only have Instagram, and I limit the things I consume on Instagram. Like I try to only follow things that add value. So
Yeah.
that'll
But
be
at
a
the same
topic.
time, yeah, we also have Instagram for like business wise, right? Trying
Yeah.
to get this off the ground. So,
I definitely think we should talk about social media as another topic for sure.
oh yes,
Um,
holy social
that'll
media,
be
another
that'll be a
multi-part
long
series.
that'll be
Yeah,
a long
crazy.
time. But
Pros and
really,
cons everywhere.
absolutely.
It's a
But
lot.
really, like just to not go into it too much and just to cap up, but just having your phone, let's say in another room on silent, things like that, really help productivity. Definitely in the early stages when I didn't have that discipline. Um, just because look, we live in a world of distractions. Any second you can get
It's huge
distracted,
distraction. Huge
right?
distraction. Yeah.
Like even on your laptop, you can get messages, right? If you have a Mac or Discord notifications, things like
Yeah.
that, right? So really
Also,
just
if you have a bunch of tabs open, it might, force you to go
mhm,
onto those tabs. So just click off the tabs and go to the ones you actually are working on and you need.
mhm.
Is also a good thing.
And these are all micro high performance, right? This is all like the really when you get down to the details. So we're definitely going to cover a lot of this, and be sure to let us know too if you find this interesting and you want to learn more. Stay tuned. Who knows? Maybe in the future we can make a course, something like that too, right? Online school. That would definitely be a dream.
It would, it would. Yeah. So just hopefully you guys can stay on this journey with us, learn something along the line. We'll obviously be learning everything, but just stick with us and it's gonna be a fun ride. I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Thank you
Super
guys for
excited.
watching. Stay tuned. See you.